Okay, I think we are just about there. We're getting the live stream up and running. Hopefully everybody can hear me fine. I'm trying not to touch the, the USB port with the microphone plugged in, given recent history with me ending up sounding like the chipmunks. So if somebody in the live stream could tell me I'm coming across okay, that would be wonderful. It's actually really difficult to find out how you are being broadcast. I guess I could turn my own sound on for a few moments. Yeah, it's sounding good. Okay, so we are on the ground at Minneapolis St Paul once again. We have the Airbus A220 in front of us, and I'm going to be working through a checklist, so I'll show you a copy of it before we get going actually. So if I go to drive.google.com and log in as me and put in my password and get the login, and I type in A220. There's a link to this in the notes of the video, by the way. So here we go. I'll just make this a bit smaller. An airplane has fired up just on time alongside us. So if we look down through this, let's go and jump inside the airplane. Not that way. That way. Bit quieter now. So the document tells you how to set up custom views, how to walk around, and then it goes into pre-flight. So it tells you what keys to press to access certain views, what apps and what things to configure along the way, what keys obviously to look overhead, what to press, what to turn, what to configure, how to program flight plans using SimBrief into the aeroplane, how to do the rest of the pre-flight config, how to do pushback, how to do the engine start, how to do the taxi and then take off notes and so on and so forth. So it's kind of the bare essentials that it takes you through, but it tells you where to look, what to press, what to configure in a very straightforward manner. So I'm going to follow that through with you to get the airplane up and running. So I'm not going to turn the head tracking on just yet. We've got Amanda sitting next to me. We're running Say Intentions in the background, which is providing, we're going to use air traffic services just to make it a bit more interesting. So we're flying from Minneapolis down to Chicago Midway. Okay, let's get started. So Shift and 1 takes us straight over to the tablet, and we click in the middle of the tablet. We go to My Flight, and we import from SimBrief. So I've prepared the flight plan in advance. On SimBrief, I just put in the departure and the destination and told it to go calculate it for an A220 for us. Okay, so we can obviously go and view the operational flight plan within the aeroplane in there. We don't have too much need to do that actually with what we've already got, so that's that part done. Next we can go to the load sheet and we can import from SimBrief, and that will pull in the fuel load, passengers, cargo and so on and so forth, and we can say load aircraft. Okay, so that's going to go and do that for us. Then we can come back out of here and we can go to takeoff performance and we can say sync FMS. So that will pull the weight through that we've just put in, then sync the weather, and then calculate. And that's gone and filled a load of numbers in. It's also made a button appear saying send to FMS. So we'll leave this here until we need it, okay? Next thing we're going to do is go to the ground equipment app, and we're going to attach the GPU to the airplane and attach the chocks to the airplane for the moment, okay? So Shift and 7 takes us then overhead. In the electrical section, we're going to rotate both of the battery switches to auto. We're also going to switch on the external power because we have it available to us. We're going to rotate the emergency lights to armed, which is over on the right hand side. The external lights at the bottom, we're going to make the nav light, make sure the nav light is on, and it is. Passenger signs at the bottom right, we're going to go and put the seat belts to auto and the no personal electronic device signs to auto. And then we're going to go into programming the flight plan. So Shift and 4 comes down here, and we can see this says fail at the moment. It will wake up in a moment. You just have to give it some time. So we're zooming through doing this all so quickly, we're ahead of the system. So wait for it to boot up. Famous last words, of course. You can see the inertial reference hasn't lit up yet either. So let's give it some time and hope. pregnant pause now while we wait. There we go. So Shift and 4 brings us back over to it. So I'll just zoom in ever so slightly so you get as clear a view as possible of what I'm doing. So we're going to go to the sec init. So to begin with, we're going to go to the flight plan section. I'm going to have to zoom out to do this, aren't I, to get this to move. There we go, flight plan. There we go. And we want to drop this down from actual or active to sec. So that changes all the tabs. The reason being, when we do a flight plan uplink, which means uploading the flight plan from SimBrief into the aeroplane, it will load it into the secondary flight plan, not into the active. So we're going to do flight plan uplink. We've filled in my SimBrief already with my details, and I click send, and it will load it into the flight plan. So then we can click away from that dialog just to make it disappear. Okay, so we filled the basic flight plan in. We need to go and do the departure, so we click on departures and it gives us the opportunity to choose the runway and the standard instrument departure. So we'll go and have a look at our SimBrief flight plan. We're taking off runway 12 left with the RST1 departure. So we want runway 12 left and RST1, there it was listed in there. It's a bit of an interesting one actually, and it's got an allo transition. Let's have a look at it on a map. We want the RST transition, but it doesn't exist because it is the same one as the thing, so that's all done. Okay, so then we're going to choose the arrival as well. Actually, no, well, yes, that is correct, sorry. There's another button elsewhere where when you're setting up the departure, you can set an arrival as well. It's better to do it and then come back and then do the arrival separately here. I won't get into why. So let's go and have a look at the SimBrief flight plan. We're coming in runway 04 right into Midway with the ND8 star. So if we go and have a look in the aeroplane, ILS 04 right, ND8, and I know in advance it's the ALKI transition. I'm not sure if it's the oh my transition onto ND. So we just have to scroll down and find oh my, and then say done, and that will have put that into there as well. We can go through into wind, and you can do this in the secondary and it won't populate anything, and I'll show you why in a moment. So we can then say activate this plan. Okay, and that switches that back to modified because we haven't executed it yet. Okay, so if we execute that, it becomes the active flight plan. Okay, we can put in our flight number if we wish. So we are, oh, we have to key it in down here. So we are Delta Airlines 073. So we'll just click on the field and it will populate across. You can put the alternatives in. I'm not going to bother with that today. So if we go into wind now and we go and do flight plan wind request, it will populate on this one. It won't do it on the secondary flight plan. It will only do it on the active one. Okay. And if we go and look in fuel, you can see here's the numbers I always forget to fill in. So if we go over to Shift and 1, which brings us over to the tablets, and we come back over to the load sheet, notice it doesn't have a button to send this across, which is kind of annoying. So we go Shift and 4 and we're going to fill these in one at a time. So we want the 0 fuel weight, so Shift and 1 brings us over here. 0 fuel weight is 49755. Shift and 4, 49755, and drop that in that field. Oh, it should have done it, and it didn't. Oh, we're still on modified, sorry. I forgot I made the change and then didn't execute it, did I? 49755. Let's drop that in there. And it's still doing it. Why is it doing it? Have I broken the system? Have I found a bug in the aeroplane? Just going to check the numbers once more. 0 fuel weight, 49755. I think I've broken the aeroplane again. What have I done? It should be using calc mode. If we do sense, I wonder if it will do it. No. It should be on calc mode. This is interesting. Let's go and put the block fuel in and see what happens. Shift 1. Block fuel is going to be 4606. So shift 4. 4606 and put that into block. None of them are populating. I think the simulator's gone wrong, you know. I'm going to go back to the main menu. I'm going to load us back in. I think this is a classic where the airplane hasn't loaded correctly. KMSP, Minneapolis St Paul. Let's go and load back in. We'll go and put ourselves at a gate, set as departure, start flight. And we'll try this once more. Of course, now we've gone out of the menu and back in.
Automated weather observation.
What's the betting this would break the simulator?
Zulu. Wind 09 or 0 at 4.
At least we saw the strange behaviour first time this time.
Sky clear. Temperature 28, dew point 17.
I'd already executed the changes earlier for the person that's just commenting.
T, dew point 17.
Okay, let's go and zero that out again. And we'll go over to set intentions, which for some reason has changed channel.
Airport.
And we'll put ourselves on radio check for the moment. And we'll close that. We didn't open that. Okay, let's just do that all quickly again then. So, my flight, we're going to go and import from SimBrief. And then come back out of there, go to load sheet and do a SimBrief import. And then load the aircraft. And then go to takeoff performance, sync the FMS, sync the weather, calculate the numbers. And then come back out of there and go into ground equipment, attach the GPU to the airplane, attach the chocks, and then shift and 7. We'll be getting good at this, won't we? So we're going to go and rotate the batteries, turn the external power on, arm the emergency lights, nav light is on, seatbelts and personal electronic devices to auto, and then we're back to where we were. So, we've got to wait for this to load for a couple of minutes, haven't we? So, while we're waiting for that, we'll have a look around. We'll cancel the caution there. So you can see that various systems are powering up, and the some of the lines are already disappearing off the ICAS screen, which is quite cool. Get these out of the way so we can see what we're doing. Just waiting for this to come up. While we're waiting for that, let's go and put this on the load sheet page ready. So we'll do this from an angle, it won't hurt. Like this. A real pilot's view of the screens. The only a slightly annoying thing about Flight Simulator is if you get too near that corner, it starts to think you're doing something with it. So we go to secondary, we go to flight plan, we go to flight plan uplink, we send the uplink, it's pending and it's complete, so we can click away from there, and then we can set the departure and the arrival within our pending flight plan. So departure was runway 12 left and RST1. So runway 12 left and RST1 and done. And then the arrival was, it was ND8, wasn't it? Let's just double check it. ND8 04 right. And it was the Alki transition that side and the Oh My transition, I remembered it. And say done. And we can go and look at the winds. And we knew that they wouldn't pull through onto this page, I don't know why. So we'll just go and push this through and activate it. and we'll execute it straight away. So then we're looking at the active flight plan now. Let's go and do this again then. So that's, yeah, that doesn't trigger an exec, look. So then if we come into fuel, let's go and go shift and 1. Fuel load 4606. We've got slightly different numbers this time, haven't we? So if we type in 4606 into the scratchpad and then drop that in there. Yeah, that hasn't calculated correctly. That's the wrong number. That's why it's doing it, isn't it? I've seen this go wrong before. If we go SimBrief import again, that hasn't actually imported, look. SimBrief import. Let's go and look at the book numbers in the flight plan from SimBrief. If we open the PDF, I'm just checking some of the data here, so that's all good. 4443. So block fuel should be 4606. 4606. Interesting. Oh, am I putting the block fuel in the zero fuel weight? I am, aren't I? Zero fuel weight, 49755. That will make a bit more sense. 49750. 49755. There we go. It'll work now. It's still zeroing it, look. I've got a bug. Interesting. Why is it not letting me put any fuel numbers in? That's really, really odd. $49755. Do it once more. That said something briefly there. 49755. No, it was just these screens flickering. Execute. I wonder if we can do it on the modified. If we copy this flight plan, copy to secondary, and then go to secondary. I wonder if we can do it here. I wonder if this is a way of working around it. Sec fuel. 49755. It's not taking it there either. That's really, really odd, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to reboot the entire computer. I'm going to restart the live stream in a few minutes' time. How strange. I wonder if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Or if it is just a bug. Because this is mighty odd, isn't it? This is not complicated stuff that we're doing. Can we put any of the numbers in? $49755 and 24.7. So it took the centre of gravity percentage. Oh, it just suddenly started working. It's bugged, isn't it? There's something deep in the code that's broken. So, number of passengers. Let's do this while we can. 120. Oh. I wonder if you can't do it until the inertial reference system has fired up. Block fuel was 4606. Now I saw this bug out earlier, so let's see if this works. Nope, that's working now. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. So we can execute the changes. So we're off and running, ladies and gentlemen, after a somewhat eventful start. Okay, so we've put the basic routing programming and the performance data in. We haven't done performance yet. I always forget this one. So we need to go and set the V-speeds, but this is where we can take advantage of the button that does appear in here, where we can send to FMS. So you'll now see that it has the numbers in here, and we can set the V-speeds. Okay. So there are some optional fields as well you can fill in. You don't need to fill everything in. We'll just have a quick look through, make sure that everything that's obvious is filled in. So the climb data is fine, and we won't need the arrival data until later. Let's go and have a look at the messages, and it's saying, now it will say invalid speed, use manual. Interesting. So what we can do is go manual speed for takeoff at least, and spin that up to a decent speed, say 160 knots, something like that, just for our initial climb. Okay, so let's go back through what we need to do. We've done the performance data. We're going to continue as pre-flight. So we're going to go and press comma to calibrate the altimeters, which look to be accurate already, which is interesting. Shift and 3 will take us over to the Flight Guidance Control Panel, or FGCP. We're going to make sure the flight directors are on. There's nothing here yet, so which means they are not. They will both come on if you press one of them. Okay. So set the indicated airspeed, we've already done that. Set the heading to the runway direction for departure. So we'll go and have a look. Now we are taking off on runway 12 left, actual direction 121 degrees. So we'll go and spin the heading bug round to 121 degrees. Don't think there's any way of accelerating it. I guess you can hold the mouse down. And then you could say we're also going to use nav mode, so we'll have both. And then for climb out, we're going to say a flight level change to get to our initial altitude. Now we haven't got our initial altitude yet because we haven't done clearance. So let's go over to say intentions briefly and go to the clearance frequency, and we'll go and get our clearance for today. Clearance Delta 073, requesting clearance to Chicago Midway as filed. Yeah, so there's a comment in the live stream, someone saying what I've just noticed I thought might be correct, that you have to wait for the IRS alignment.
073, cleared to Chicago Midway via the RASH-T departure, then is filed, climb and maintain 4000, expect flight level 37010 minutes after departure, departure on 124.7, squawk 6526.
Clear to Chicago Midway via the RST-1 departure, then as filed, climb and maintain 4,000 feet, expect flight level 37010 minutes after departure, departure 124.7, squawk 6526, Delta 073. So let's go and do the squawk first, shall we? So if we select this and then go...
073, read back correct, contact ground on 127.9 or 25 when ready.
65. Was it 6526? Is that done? And initial altitude 4,000 feet. So we roll the altitude knob to 4,000, and then we can do flight level change to get that.
Delta Airlines and the entire crew. My name is Astrid Hansen. and we are delighted to welcome
Okay,
aboard Delta Airlines
so that's got
073,
that done.
heading to
We can
Chicago.
set the range of the navigation display as well, so we might want to bring it down a bit.
And stow your hand
The
luggage in
range knob is up
overhead
here.
bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, do not hesitate to reach out to
And
anyone.
then I'm just reading through my own notes here. Navigation display, we can set overlays as well, of course. So if we look in here and you go to overlays, you can see there's traffic or terrain, but also in symbols you can say show me the speeds and ETAs, things like that, which is quite useful to have on. Okay, so preparing for pushback now. Shift and 7 takes us overhead, rotate the APU to start. And it will get stuck there and flick back on its own. There we go. And if you look down here, you'll see the APU speeding up, coming up to speed, I should say. So I'll put a note in the procedure saying that you need to wait for the alignment for the fuel. It wasn't obvious at all, was it? So just wait for this to come up. We're waiting for it to get to 100%. So RPM is at 50 at the moment. If you're really interested, we can go and look at the back, and you'll see the hot air pouring out. You can see the flaps open for the APU. So APU is a small gas turbine in the back of the aeroplane. It provides the air pressure to spin up the main turbines. So we're at 100%. Excellent. So once we got that up to 100%, we go overhead. External power can come off now. And then back over on the tablet, we can go to the ground services or ground equipment and remove the GPU. And we can remove the chocks at the same time. Just make sure I've got the parking brake on. Then back in the cockpit. Prepare for engine start. So, or prepare for pushback and engine start, I guess. So, pushback first. We're going to go and take the parking brake off. Oh, actually, let's go to Saint Engines first and get permission for the pushback. So they want us on 127.925. There's two ground frequencies, like, or GND and ground. Interesting.
United 2272 ready to push.
Oh, you have to wait our turn to talk.
Pushback approved.
Ground, Delta 073, requesting pushback and engine start.
Delta 073, push and start approved. Tail northwest.
Push and start approved, tail northwest, Delta 073. So they want the tail northwest, which is that way, so tail to our left. So there is a controller in here for the pushback. So we can say pushback. So the truck will come in.
Ground Blue Streak 5455, taxi to the gate.
Blue Streak 5455, taxi to parking via Alpha 5 Alpha Delta Quebec.
Alpha 5 Alpha Delta Quebec, Blue Streak 5455.
Minneapolis ground, Sun Country 303, ready for push.
Take parking brake off. And a left turn. Clyde. So I'll wait for the push to finish before I do anything with the aeroplane.
Cabin attendants,
United 2272 ready to taxi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Delta
United
Airlines Flight
2272, runway 30
heading
right
to
taxi.
Chicago.
So I'm going
Our
to
estimated flight
stop
time
the
is
pushback.
approximately 55 minutes.
Runway
Please pay
30
close
right,
Put the
attention
parking
to
brake
Delta
back on.
Quebec
Papa 2,
as it
Papa
contains
Papa 1, United
information
2272.
even for frequent
Wait for the truck
flyers.
to pull away.
Fasten your seatbelts
There we
by
go.
inserting the metal tip into the buckle.
So the APU bleed is on automatically in this aircraft. You don't have to go and switch it on. It's already dark. If you click it, it will say off. Okay. So all we need to do is come down here. You leave this again. You leave the ignition on auto. And we should do left engine first. So there's left engine.
Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere on board, including the lavatories.
And also, while we're starting the engines, we ought to have the beacon light on now.
Mask firmly, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Life vests are located under your seat. Put it on and inflate it only after leaving the
So you'll notice it takes a little while to spin the engines up. That's not a, it's not a huge problem. We just have to sit and wait.
Evacuation. Leave all personal belongings behind and follow crew instructions immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot or catches fire, please inform a crew member.
See it here, look. You look really closely.
Information card in your seat
It will look like it's not going to do anything, and then it will suddenly burst into life. And there it goes. While we're waiting for that, we'll go and start getting the flaps and everything ready. So we'll come back out of here, go to the takeoff calculator, flaps 2. We can also go and set the auto brakes to rejected takeoff.
Ready for push. Delta 28, push and start at your discretion.
So notice the flaps won't move yet, or they might move very, very slowly because we haven't got the engines running yet. So we haven't got hydraulics yet. We need to go and turn those on, but they can't come on until the engines are running. So I'm going to put that flap lever back, or the selector back. Notice it's indicating where it wants to go, but it's not doing anything. And that's why. Okay, let's go and start the other engine. So you'll notice this one might come up a little bit more quickly.
Ground Delta 28905, taxi to the gate.
Delta 28905, taxi to parking via Papa 3, Papa Charlie, Charlie 5.
Papa 3, Papa Charlie, Charlie 5, Delta 28905.
So this will drop back and then it will suddenly accelerate again. There we go, look, it's just caught itself. So now it's complaining about the hydraulics, that's absolutely normal. Cancel the caution. Then you can hear the engine coming in, and it's just
3681 ready for push and start.
coming up now.
Brickyard 3681 cleared for push and start. Pushback and start approved. Brickyard 3681.
So ignition is happening. So, once the start light goes out, I'll go and turn the hydraulics on. Should be any moment. There it goes. So, back overhead, we're going to go and put on the hydraulics to auto across the board, and you can see all we've got now is indications of things we have selected. Yeah, so we've got auto brake on, parking brake is on, APU is on at the moment. We don't need the APU anymore though, because we've got the generators running off the engines now, so the APU can come off. We've got no personal electronic devices, the seatbelt signs are on, and nose wheel steering is off at the moment, so let's go and turn that on. And we're good. Okay, put the flaps to flaps 2 now, and we'll see them moving. If you go and look outside, so it's done the trailing edge. Here comes the leading edge. Here comes the trailing edge, and we can cancel the alarm. This does seem to be a bit of a bug. It doesn't always get the bit tests right. Even if you go, in fine detail through everything you've set, it will still say there's a performance config issue. And you can see, look, we've got this stabilator trim is on the green area, flaps are the same as the takeoff calculator, and the same as we put into the performance data. We don't have to execute anything, I don't think. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, that. The one thing you do have to be careful of in the aeroplane at the moment is don't leave this on the route page. Whereas normally you would leave this on the route page all the time. Oh, we haven't done discontinuities. Let's go do that. While we were busy talking, forgot all about it. So let's go and This is an interesting one actually with this aeroplane. So you can click delete and select the discontinuity you want to get rid of. And it will say invalid entry. That's because there's vectors in front of it. Okay, so we'll leave that one there. We're going to do a direct to FGT just after we've taken off. And it goes a page at a time. It can throw you if you're not used to that. So there's another one here, look. So oh my has appeared twice. So we'll delete the discontinuity here, and then delete one of the oh my's. That one's got this one has no data on it, so we'll delete this one. And then delete this. And that's all tidied up. And then the rest of it's looking okay. Apart from right there. So we'll delete
Last 509, push and start approved.
that one as well. And it's asking us which one we want to use as the one that we're going to keep. We're going to keep the one with the data. And there's another one here, look. And again, it's vectors though. So we'll leave that in for the moment. Okay, so we'll execute those changes. So they've happened, they're in the active flight plan now. But don't leave it on this page because it kills the frame rate for some reason.
Country 389 ready for push.
We'll leave it on the flight plan page. Obviously we can see what we've programmed here.
Push back and start
Okay, so taxi light goes to on, which is over here. We'll go for the wide. And then we're going to go and talk to ground, and we want to taxi out to a runway. Where were we? Let's go and have a look. We're taking off on runway 12 left, aren't we? Ground Delta 073 requesting taxi to runway 12 left. Why have they got us to? Did I turn the wrong way? I think I did, didn't I? We may have to do a 180. Did they hear us? Should we try that again? Ground Delta 073 requesting taxi to runway 12 left.
Delta 073, runway 12 left taxi via Bravo, Alpha 3, Alpha Delta Papa, hold short of runway 22.
Bravo. Alpha 3. That makes no sense.
Country 389er, give way to the Alaska 737 MAX.
Alpha Delta Papa.
Give way to the Alaska 737 MAX, Sun Country 389er.
Alpha Delta. So do a U-turn basically. Delta Papa. Okay. Park brake off. Head tracking on.
Over to tower 126.7, Sun Country 303, see ya.
So I want this over on Alpha. We're going to take no notice of the first part of his instruction. Okay, here's Alpha. And then we're going to go Delta, which is the next right.
United 658, request pushback.
United 658, push and start at your discretion.
Push and start approved. United 658.
to me, or are there no other aeroplanes around? Oh no, there are. They're just in the distance. There's one here. I just thought we were a little bit lonely out here. So there's a comment in the live stream about someone saying why they prefer Beyond ATC. I don't agree. I know everybody is welcome to their own opinions, but Beyond ATC is heavily scripted, whereas Say Intentions is not. And that makes a world of difference for me. Okay, so we're going to turn left at the next turn.
Delta 073, cross runway 22, then continue taxi via Papa 10.
Crossing runway 22, then continuing taxi Delta 073.
Approaching runway 22.
United 658, ready to taxi.
United 658, runway 30, right taxi via Quebec, Papa 2, Papa 1.
Aha, we have some expert knowledge going on. Takeoff performance issue. If bleeds are set to on, you must choose a source. Since you turned off the APU, it needs you to choose the engine. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a moment when we pull up at the
Delta 073, contact tower on 126.7, safe flight.
Contacting tower 126.7. Good day. I didn't say my name then, did I? I'm not going to call them just yet because I want to have a quick look at this setting that we were just talking about, which will fold into the procedure as well. Okay, let's hold short here for a moment. So, bleeds are over here. At the moment, we've got nothing selected, and we're saying takeoff performance. If bleeds are set to on, you must choose a source. Since you turned off the APU, it needs to be set.
Winds 360 at 4, runway 30 right, cleared for takeoff.
So that will turn them off.
Cleared takeoff 30
that will turn
right,
that
Brickyard
off.
3681.
So if you go manual, is this what we're talking about? Or just auto? Because if I turn that off, it's choosing the engines, isn't it? Oh, it's actually in the FMS performance page. Okay, let's go and have a look. Bleed source. Oh, I see. So we have to actually select that, and then we can put that back to automatic, and it just does the auto flight fault, which will go away as soon as we take off. Excellent. I'll fold that into the notes. Thank you so much for that. Saved me an hour of digging around, which you've probably already done. So let's go and talk to the tower. Minneapolis Tower, Delta 073 holding short runway 12 left. And while we're waiting, let's go and get the...
Delta 073, Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 12 left, Delta 073. Okay, let's do as they say.
Delta 073, runway 12 left, line up and wait.
Globes can go on as well. Make sure there isn't anything coming.
Runway 12.
Not that that hasn't happened before.
Delta 073, runway 12 left, winds 360 at 4, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, clear for takeoff, Delta 073.
Brickyard 3681, contact departure.
So we're going to select heading mode.
Departure, Brickyard 3681.
And it should agree 121 degrees, and it does.
On runway 12 left remaining. 7,500 feet.
Just keep it straight. Autopilot on. So it's going flight level change to 4,000 feet, and we can have a look and see what's going on with the speeds. We're on manual speed, remember. So let's go. I wonder if what they'll tell us in terms of instruction.
Delta 073, contact Minneapolis departure on 124.7.
Contacting Minneapolis departure 124.7, Delta 073, good day. Minneapolis departure, Delta 073, departing runway 12 left, climbing 4,000 feet.
Delta 073, Minneapolis departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 12,000, turn right, heading 180, direct FGT when able, then is filed.
2,500.
Turn right, direct FGT, climbing flight level 120, Delta 073. Or it's 12,000 actually, but there we go. We want heading mode, don't we? And flight level change will carry on up to there, and we'll go heading and spin the heading round. We'll spin, get the speed up a little bit more while we're at it.
Delta 073, traffic at your 12 o'clock, 3 miles, same altitude, Embraer 175.
And then we'll go direct to on the system here. Execute the change and go nav mode. Make our life nice and easy. And then we'll go FMS mode for the speed, and it should take us up to 200 knots, and then we'll start raising the flaps now. This flaps commanded all the way up, and they're just winding in, and then it will take us out to 250 knots, and we should be good to go, unless there's some constraints, of course. No, it looks good.
Minneapolis departure.
I'll just get this sorted through the first few steps, and then we can all have a talk about the idiosyncrasies of this aeroplane. It's a piece of work, isn't it? It's great fun though. There's a question in the live stream, does it manage its own speed? Yeah, it has an auto throttle, but it depends on you having the speeds programmed. So if you're loading a flight plan, as soon as you get rid of the discontinuities, as with anything that does VNAV, it will calculate it for you. So we've been commanded straight up to 120, or 12,000 feet, sorry, we're in the US, aren't we? So anything up to 18,000 feet will be in feet. Coming up through 9,000 at the moment. holding to 50 knots until we get through 10,000 and then we get to accelerate. Okay, so as we come through 10,000 feet, the lights that we had on earlier can all cut off.
United 658, Minneapolis departure, climb and maintain 10,000.
Climbing 10,000,
Dear guests,
United
we are
658.
pleased to inform you that the use of approved electronic devices is now permitted in flight mode.
Minneapolis
Cabin
departure,
service will begin shortly.
1000.
Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy your flight with Delta
Flight
Airlines.
509, Minneapolis departure, roger, good evening.
Okay, so the airplane should pretty much fly itself to altitude now. Well, obviously we need to tell it what height we've been cleared up to next.
Delta 073, contact Minneapolis Center on 134.85.
Contacting Minneapolis Center, 134.85, Delta 073, good day. Minneapolis Center, Delta 073 with you, climbing to 12,000 feet.
Delta 073, Minneapolis Center, good evening. Climb and maintain flight level 190.
Climbing flight level 190, Delta 073. So the speed is picked up, the next automatic calculation.
Delta 2970 with you, out of flight level 220 for flight level 190.
Delta 2970, good evening, sir.
Okay, I'll go and write those notes down in a moment and update the procedure.
Flight level 270.
Was that us? Climbing flight level 270, Delta 073.
Dynasty 5225 with you at flight level 360.
Don't think you have to select this, but
25, Minneapolis Center, good evening.
oh, that must be doing for hundreds of feet if you press it in, maybe, I'm not sure. Not tried it yet.
United 841, flight level 310.
So,
841, roger.
I said not to leave it on this page, didn't I? Because there's a performance hit with it. So we'll go and move away from the route page. So someone's asking, why does the speed window keep showing speeds periodically? Really good question. I have no idea. Okay, so I need to go through my procedure document and add a few extras.
Heading 16,000, Delta 2970. Minneapolis Center, Delta 2970. Radio
So
check.
following engine start, you need to go back to the performance
Reading
page.
you clearly.
0441 with you at flight level 320.
Sierra 441, good evening.
Refresh our memory. It was in the perf page, and it's the bleed source setting.
Minneapolis Center, Alaska 31, flight level 340.
Minneapolis Center, roger.
Also, I need to write a note in here, don't I, that you can't fill the fuel in until... So yeah, note. You cannot populate fuel fields.
Radar services terminated. Citation 9 or Golf Lima.
Until
Advisory frequency approved.
INS system. Well, I better write it down. Until the inertial guidance system
Delta 2970, continue descent 14,000.
has initialized.
2970.
Minneapolis Center, Alaska 31. Wanted to let you know the ride's been smooth all the way.
Alaska 31, roger that. Pi reps are appreciated.
Delta 706 at flight level 350.
Okay, we've gone through 180, so we need to go and change the barometric pressure to standard. I think that will do it on both sides. No, it doesn't. Let's go click that one as well. And we'll increase the range on the navigation display so we can see some more of the route out in front of us. There's the rest of it, look.
9052, climb and maintain flight level 280, report level.
Okay, let's go and have a little look at the rest of the route. I need to move some keyboards around on my desk. I've got several computers here and I'm getting confused. So, someone's saying, first content I've had a chance to see of the A220 and I wasn't expecting the cockpit to be so different. Was that us?
Climbing to flight level 280, United 2272.
350. Climbing 350, Delta 073. Yeah, you weren't expecting it to be so different. Well, the reason is, this isn't an Airbus. It's an Airbus in name. It's really an advanced version of a Bombardier CRJ. It's kind of the next evolution on from the CRJ family. When you look around and you see some of this, and especially overhead, there's a similarity between them. But yeah, so I guess Airbus acquired Bombardier, and then this aeroplane was the result of kind of merging together what they did with the CRJs and what they did with the Airbuses into one brand new aeroplane.
Minneapolis Center, United 314 with you, out of flight level 350 for flight level 360.
It's a hell of an achievement though. It's a very, very well made aeroplane. It's just there's a lot of bits that we don't know, so sometimes you might think there's a bug in it, like I did, and it's the real case is you don't know what you don't know, or I didn't know what I didn't know. And now I do know it, so I've been able to plug that gap in the procedure, which is fantastic, and that's the community doing the work for me. It's really, really good. All of us are better than any of us.
Good evening.
So I better go and update that, or upload that updated plan to the interwebs. Download PDF.
Minneapolis Center, Echo 664, flight level 320.
Echo 664, good evening, sir. Minneapolis Center, Air Canada 778, flight level 370. Air Canada 778, roger, good evening, sir. Golf 463, descend and maintain flight level 260.
level 310.
United 1394, good evening. Air Canada 778, traffic 11 o'clock and 10 miles, crossing left to right.
Traffic Air Canada 778.
We've got a really great comment here. I hate to be that guy, not taking away from the 220. It's just not a very interesting aeroplane. I guess I'm old school. Can't wait for the 757 to come out. Interesting. And then we've got another comment. Still using your A320 V2 guidance from a while back. Yeah, so I used the functional procedures myself. I wrote them for myself originally. It was only because somebody said, why don't you make them available to everybody, that I started doing that.
On 125.575.
But yeah, I wrote them for myself, so I didn't make slip-ups when I was on group flights. Or, you know, VATSIM or whatever. I haven't flown VATSIM for a very long time, though. Sure, we'll come aside. We're still going upstairs. We're slowing our descent though, or ascent even.
Delta 887 at flight level 340.
So each of these diamonds are other aircraft that are being simulated by, say, intentions in our airspace. So when we hear the radios, we're hearing those aircraft. What else can we show? Controlled airspaces. It might take a while to load, I guess. Or it might only show at lower zoom levels, actually. If we...
Flight level 350 for flight level 360, Sun Country 9052.
That's interesting. I would have expected that to have showed the airspaces around here, but oh well. If I switch it on and leave it on, maybe it just takes a while to load.
Minneapolis Center, Delta 1028, 16,000 for flight level 200.
Or maybe...
Minneapolis Center, roger.
Maybe it's only fetching it from Navigraph.
Traffic 11 o'clock and 8 miles, crossing right to left.
I wouldn't be surprised. If we go data...
Delta 887.
Yeah, look. I wonder if it gets that data from Navigraph. So if we did...
2272, descend flight level 280 at your discretion.
Leaving for flight level 280, United 2272.
I managed to break this the other day, didn't I? And I've broken it again. Oh, I've got a special skill of breaking things, I think. Departure. KMSP Airport.
Minneapolis Center, Southwest 2695 with you at flight level 360.
But I wonder, now that's working, if
Center,
the constraints will work. If we turn them off and on. So I don't know where the data's coming from. That's what I'm wondering about. So there's top of climb marked in. But top of descent
Delta 318, flight
was showing before top of climb. That was interesting.
Delta 318, Minneapolis Center, good evening.
It's having real problems getting to altitude, isn't it? And we had it in flight level change mode as well. Maybe the cost index it's running at is stopping it from going upstairs at any kind of rate. Let's bring the heading bug around to match the aeroplane. So interesting to see, look, the rejected takeoff switch went back to off on its own. There's all sorts of bits of integration and automation around the cockpit.
365 with you at flight level 340.
So it might interest everybody to learn this is only my second full flight with the aeroplane. I've sat on the ground tinkering with it. I've been flat out today though. I can't show you it yet, but Asia Poly gave me an advance copy of the Rafale, the Dassault Rafale. It's awesome. So I took it for a flight round the Mac Clip and recorded it earlier, but I can't show it to anybody until the embargo is lifted.
Flight level 400, Delta 887.
Yeah, I guess we could, couldn't we? I'm using flight level change at the moment. We could just go manual speed.
Alpha 557, flight level 370.
And change it to, like you say, let's try that 250. That's a good idea.
Roger, good evening.
And that gives us our climb rate to get to altitude quickly. So, while we're flying, it's only a short flight anyway, purposely short, so it didn't take all week to do. So we should see where we are. We're just coming along into the start already, and we're only just reaching altitude, which is quite amusing. So
Delta 887, climb and maintain flight level 430, report level.
Constraints are on the way in here, look.
Flight level 430, Delta 887.
So between flight level 230 and 210, so we need to lose 35. So 12,000 feet to drop. So 36 miles it will take.
073, descend via ND8, oh my transition into Midway, altimeter 2987.
Descending via the ND8, oh my transition into Midway, altimeter 2987, Delta 073.
Minneapolis Center, Delta 2129, climbing flight level 300.
So, should we try out VNAV on the way in and see if it holds the constraints? So we need to come down, we know, to at least 12,000 feet. But then if we're going to try VNAV out properly, we'll put it in for the last one, which is 6,000. And then just tell it to manage it itself.
Dear guests, the cabin crew will now begin the snack and beverage service.
So we've selected 6,000 feet. We've gone with
Airlines menu, including our delicious pretzels and refreshing beverages. After the service,
the path,
selected items from the
and we'll
Delta
see what
Airlines
happens.
shop will be available for your convenience. Thank you for flying with us today.
It's already started coming down, look.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now left our cruising altitude and have begun our approach to Chicago Midway International.
So it's only doing it at 1,000 feet a minute though, or actually a little bit more than 1,000, which is interesting, but...
The use of the
Out of
lavatories
flight level 260 for flight level 280, Delta 1028.
Yeah, we'll leave it at 250 knots. Oh, actually no, let's go and let it go to FMS speeds. Let it manage it now and see what happens. I think it'd be interesting just to watch what it does do.
Flight level 410.
Let's bring the range down.
Out of flight level 450, for flight level 410, Delta 887.
We'll also go and get the ILS set up. So if we go and look,
Southwest 3820 with
111.5047.
Delta 073, contact Chicago Center on 125.225.
Contacting Chicago Center 125.225, Delta 073. Chicago Center, Delta 073, descending on the ND8, arrival into Chicago Midway.
Delta 073, Chicago Center, good evening.
So, we've got this on
Continue climb flight level 360.
VNAV. We've put it back onto FMS managed speed. We'll see what happens.
25, traffic 10 o'clock, 8 miles, a heavy Boeing 777, crossing right to left at flight level 320.
I was going to go and program the nav, wasn't I? So, select the frequency. We want 111.5.
Maintain flight level 330. Air Canada 740.
And we'll do the same for nav 2. Oh, is that... That's no, it's this nav 1, isn't it? So we don't get to do nav 2 up here, do we? Oh, we do over there. Okay. So select that one. And 111.5.
Southwest 1198, climb flight level 400.
Climbing flight level 400, Southwest 1198.
Okay, so ILS should pick the course up all on its own. But when we do nav source change, when we're turning onto finals, we'll need to find out how we choose the course.
United 314 at flight level 350.
Potentially.
United 314, good evening, sir.
So it has approach mode, which is kind of what you'd expect. I bet the course isn't in there. Interesting.
Echo 475, continue climb flight level 360.
So range Barrow.
Climb flight level 360, Echo 475.
Chicago Center,
So arrival data. We want the outside air temperature at the destination.
Clear.
Information for Midway. Open airports. Go to weather.
Report level.
Outside air temperature is 24 centigrade.
Sierra 26 Papa.
So 24 centigrade. Winds are 360.15. 360/15.
Contact Kansas City Center on 134.625. Good evening.
Switching to 134.625.
5 degrees.
1198.
Oh, flap, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh, flap level 4. Okay, it's got 5 levels, interesting. And then we can... The blue means it's already been set, to be honest.
Chicago Center, Echo 838 with you.
Okay.
Climbing flight level 210 for flight level 240.
Echo 838, Chicago Center, good evening.
Let's go and have another look now at this. Oh, actually, but it's better if we overlay it, isn't it? Because then we can see ourselves coming into it. So we're just dropping in. We need to get to...
Chicago Center, United 1394, flight level 310.
Yeah, we come down a bit early. Doesn't matter.
Good evening, sir.
We're looking for 240 at Ugly, is that? Interesting. Great name for a waypoint. I should turn on the VSD. There it is. Yeah, I saw this the other day. The 7.3s can do it as well, can't they? Or I should say the PMDG 7.3s have got it. It's clever stuff.
Just confirming you have us. Alpha 306, you're loud and clear.
You want terrain on as well? Oh my word, we're going to turn everything on, are we? I'm not sure there's going to be much in the way of terrain around here, though. Chicago's pretty flat, isn't it?
West 4808, contact Chicago Center on 124.55.
If we go for sectionals,
4808, thanks.
yeah, it's as flat as a pancake.
American 15, when ready, descend and maintain flight level 300. Flight level 300, American 15.
Pretty aeroplane, isn't
Chicago
it?
Center, Whiskey 611 out of 16,000 for flight level 200.
Whiskey 611, roger.
Should have a conversation with Amanda. Hi Amanda, how's it going?
American 15, right smooth at flight level 340.
Hey Jonathan, doing well. Just keeping an eye on our descent. How about you?
I'm good.
Glad to hear it, Jonathan. We're on track for a smooth descent into Midway.
Should we ask the passengers or the cabin crew how it's going with the passengers? Hi, cabin crew. How's it going with the passengers?
Everyone's doing great. The passengers are happily glued to the windows, probably wondering if they can spot their house from 24,000 feet. No complaints yet, unless you count someone asking why the peanuts are so tiny. All clear up here.
Oh dear.
Alpha 557, flight level 370. Alpha 557, good evening.
So we've got Ugly, Agony, Fast, Chump. They're great SID names, aren't they, into Midway? Sorry, not SID, fixed names. That's funny, I've never noticed that before.
Chicago Center, Delta 1608, flight level 350. Delta 1608, good evening.
Should we ask Amanda then what she thinks of those names? Hi Amanda, what do you think of the waypoint names on this standard terminal arrival route?
I wasn't able to locate that chart. You might want to pull it up manually in Navigraph.
No, she doesn't understand.
Just a heads up. Your Navigraph account doesn't seem to have charts access right now. You may need to disconnect and reconnect your Navigraph account in the pilot portal to pick up the required chart subscription. Just a heads up. Your Navigraph account doesn't seem to have charts access right now.
It's because
you may need to disconnect and reconnect your Navigraph account in the pilot portal to pick up the required chart subscription.
So if we go in here, this seems to be a problem with the airplane.
Quick note.
Actually.
I'm getting a charts access error from Navigraph. It looks like charts may not be included in your current subscription.
Yes, it is.
Or your account may need to be reconnected in the pilot portal.
I've just done it. Yeah, I've just reconnected it.
Quick note. I'm getting a charts access error from Navigraph. It looks like charts may not be included in your current subscription.
Go away.
Or your account may need to be reconnected in the pilot portal. Great, Jonathan. Let's keep everything running smoothly.
She didn't become annoying then at all, did she?
Alpha 306, contact Minneapolis Center on 118.825. Good evening.
118.825, good evening, Alpha 306.
So let's ask her, yeah. Hi Amanda, do you think these waypoint names are funny that are on this star?
Continue climb flight level 240.
I couldn't find that one. Try looking it up directly in Navigraph.
210 for flight level 240.
She has no sense of humor.
Quick note. I'm getting a charts access error from Navigraph. It looks like charts may not be included in your current subscription.
Yes, it is.
Or your account may need to be reconnected in the pilot portal. Just a heads up. Your Navigraph account doesn't seem to have charts access right now. You may need to disconnect and reconnect your Navigraph account in the pilot portal to pick up the required chart subscription. Just a heads up. Your Navigraph account doesn't seem to have charts access right now.
Yeah, that's enough,
You may need
please.
to disconnect and reconnect your Navigraph account in the pilot portal to pick up the required chart subscription.
I'm trying to remember where it is.
Got it, Jonathan. We're on track for the arrival into Midway. Just a heads up. Your Navigraph account doesn't seem to have charts access right now. You may need to disconnect and reconnect your Navigraph account in the pilot portal to pick up the required chart subscription.
JetBlue 1189, contact Minneapolis Center on 118.85.
118.85, good evening, JetBlue 1189.
Okay, so it looks like it's worked.
Southwest 4258, present position, direct out west. Proceeding direct out west, Southwest 4258. Sierra 26 Papa, descend and maintain flight level 240.
How are we doing on the descent?
Flight level 240, Sierra 26 Papa.
Okay, so we need to go to local barometric pressure any moment. So we're going to go and look over here and see we've got 2987 or 1011 hectopascals.
Echo
So this needs to
838,
go back
level
to
200 at your discretion.
Go to flight level 240 for flight level 200, Echo 838.
and there we go. So speed is coming down.
Southwest 3323, contact Minneapolis Center on 118.85. So long.
Minneapolis Center 118.85. Good evening, Southwest 3323.
So we're at 16,000 feet at the moment. Which is, oh no, we're just below 17, sorry. We're holding at 17 until chump.
American 332, climb and maintain flight level 320, report level.
Climbing flight level 320, American 332.
She sits very high, doesn't she? Because the beads mean you should really be about there.
Out of flight level 250 for flight level 280.
If anyone's ever seen these and wonder what they're for, it's for your head positioning.
Delta 1608, traffic
Yeah,
12
so
o'clock,
where you
0
sit in your
miles,
seat,
same direction, a turboprop at flight level 360.
it gives you the correct distance to have the orientation that matches all of your training of what you're seeing out of the window.
Sierra 26 Papa, continue descent, flight level 210. Out of flight level 250 for flight level 210, Sierra 26 Papa.
Chicago Center, Romeo 681 at flight level 300.
Romeo 681, roger. Good evening, sir.
I'm still wondering in the back of my mind how you set the course if you're using radio navigation. Because obviously ILS will pick up the course automatically as part of it. Yeah, it's got me wondering. So we're descending 6,000 on VNAV. So it should carry on down. You can see there's the next descent point coming.
Switching to 134.625, Alpha 21 Quebec.
Let's bring the range down a bit.
Southwest 1198 at flight level 370.
Southwest 1198, Chicago Center. Good evening.
Southwest 1198, just confirming you have us.
Southwest 1198, reading you clearly. Delta 1028, descend and maintain flight level 320.
Flight level 320, Delta 1028.
Oh, you have to calculate your landing weight. That's interesting.
Chicago Center, Alaska 509, flight level 280 for flight level 260.
Alaska 509, Chicago Center, roger.
So we'll look at the map, see where we are. Hey, we're on the page. So we're going to descend down in towards Midway.
Flight level 320.
Out of flight level 300 for flight level 320, Whiskey 611.
So you're saying that when you change nav source, the tune becomes the course? I'm just reading the live stream comments there.
Cast no visual, Whiskey 611.
Sierra 26 Papa, descend and maintain flight level 190.
Descending flight level 190, Sierra 26 Papa.
Aha. Got it. Because you never need to use it for ILS, do you? Because it aligns itself.
Chicago Center, United.
I guess we could do that though, just as a backup. This is me with an abundance of caution, I'm afraid. 47 degrees. Let's go and set it, just in case. Be that way, won't it? Of course, the interesting thing, you don't really see it visually on here. I don't think this aircraft has the option of showing the VOR frequencies that it's tuning into. It may do it over here somewhere.
Flight level 310, United 314.
Sierra 26 Papa, when able, proceed direct tops. Sierra 26 Papa.
Yeah, it's not going to show you it. Quite a lot of aeroplanes triplicate the guidance, so they'll use GPS, they'll also use radio navigation, so they'll be flicking VOR stations all the time on the two nav radios while they're in GPS mode, and they also use inertial guidance on top of that. So they add the three together and figure out which ones they can trust that haven't gone wrong.
United 314, descend and maintain flight
or they
level
compare them all
280.
against each other.
Out of flight level 320 for flight level 280, United 314.
Delta 073, contact Chicago Center on 124.55.
Contacting Chicago Center 124.55, Delta 073, good day. Chicago Center, Delta 073, descending on the ND8 arrival into Midway.
Delta 073, Chicago Center, good evening, Elmira altimeter 2988.
Altimeter 2988, Delta 073. So if we go and change this over to hectopascals, and it doesn't change. Interesting. Oh, it has now. But now it's on inches and it's showing. Oh yeah, sorry, it should be inches, yes. That was interesting, so that didn't reflect what it was actually showing earlier. There's a bit of a tiny bug in it there, isn't there?
JetBlue 358, Red U 5x5.
So if you flick it back to inches, it then changed the display look. That is a bug.
United 314, continue descend flight level 260. Down to flight level 260, United 314.
Tiny bug, but it was back. It wasn't reflecting the unit it was using.
Whiskey 611, climb and maintain flight level 360. Report level.
Flight level 360, Whiskey 611.
Yeah, but these are. I've already set these by hand. What I was saying is, in a lot of other airliners, you can see it automatically switching the nav radios. I don't think this airplane does it.
Whiskey 611, descend pilot's discretion, flight level 300.
Down to flight level 300, Whiskey 611.
Okay, we're below 18,000 feet, obviously now, which is why we've gone to local barometric pressure.
Chicago Center, United 314, descending flight level 290 for flight level 250. United 314, Chicago Center, good evening. JetBlue 2715, maintain 300 knots. Down to 300, JetBlue 2715. United 1394, continue descent, flight level 250.
I think that airplane would have moved along, wouldn't you?
Flight level 250, United 1394.
Whiskey 611, climb
Contacting Chicago approach 128.2, Delta 073, good day. Chicago approach, Delta 073 with you, descending on the ND8. Arrival into Midway, descending through 13,000 feet.
Delta 073, Chicago approach, cleared out transition. Expect the ILS runway 4 right approach into Midway. Let me know you've got information, Tango.
We have information, Tango, expecting the 4 right ILS approach into Midway, Delta 073. There we go, 4 right. So let's just go, for my own curiosity, go and find out what the altitude of the airport is. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Show information for Midway. And elevation 600 feet. Okay. So speed is coming off. It's managing it quite nicely. It's not coming down very quickly though. Because to get below 10,000 feet it needs to go slower, so let's go and put the spoilers out for a moment and bleed some speed off.
St. Louis approach, Delta 2226, 4,000. Delta 2226, St. Louis approach, roger.
And we're coming through 10,000 feet, so landing lights.
Delta 2226, contact Chicago departure on 133.625. 133.625, Delta 2226, thanks for the help.
Look at that wall of cloud. It's going to be the edge of
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into Chicago. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Ensure your tray tables are put away, your seats are in the full upright position, and your seat belts are fastened. The weather in Chicago is currently 75 degrees Fahrenheit with a light wind from the northeast. Our assigned gate is gate A7. Thank you for your cooperation as we prepare for landing.
A7, we'll have to remember that when we ask for a taxi, won't we? It's a long old run into Midway, isn't it, around this way? Let's go and have a look at Navigraph and see where we are on the star, about halfway through it. So come through ND between 6,000 and 7,000 feet, Stinky at 6,000, Alki at 6,000, so we're holding 6,000, and then it's configure and go straight in by the look of it.
St. Louis approach, American 471, 4,000.
Down to 250 knots, obviously, because we're below 10,000. Now, did we have some routing issues to look at on the way in? Yeah, there were vectors after Alki look. So we'll have to be aware of that.
471, contact Chicago departure on 133.625. 133.625, American 471, thanks for the help.
So let's have a look at that on the flight plan and see why that might have happened. Yeah, it's there, look. There is no actual plan on the way in, so you're just picking up the ILS once you leave Alki. So how far away is Alki? Oh, it's not too bad, look. There was a transition though, wasn't there? I should have picked it up. Interesting. As long as we fly the right course though, we'll be fine.
St. Louis approach, Delta 1471, 4000.
Delta 1471, St. Louis.
So let's make sure we got the heading pointing in the same direction we're going. Certainly once we get lined up with finals, because then we can just cheat and go straight to heading mode. Because I'll take over and fly manually anyway for the finals, because why not? Behind me because the printer suddenly burst into action. One of the half's printing things ain't ready for tomorrow. She's starting she's running a summer camp, or helping run a summer camp.
St. Louis approach, roger. American 1151, contact Chicago departure on 133.625. 133.625 for American 1151, good day. Envoy 4121, contact Chicago departure on 133.625. 133.625, Envoy 4121, thanks.
This is where we're going to go straight into a wall of cloud, isn't it, and have zero visibility on approach.
St. Louis approach, Envoy.
Which I don't mind, because we'll just go ILS and should be ILS.
St. Louis approach, roger, good evening.
It would make it rather interesting if we do get poor. I think this is. I think it's going to be. Will be the other side of this cloud. I think we're going to fly past it. We've still got quite a little way to go. Look.
St. Louis approach, SkyWest 5390, 4000. SkyWest 5390, St. Louis approach, roger. Envoy 4121, contact Chicago departure on 133.625. 133.625, Envoy 4121, thanks. SkyWest 5390, contact Chicago departure on 133.625. 133.625, see you, SkyWest 5390.
So we've only targeted 6,000 feet. So once we come through Alki, we'll have to go and revise that. Just telling us we're at the target altitude. Alki vectors. Oh, it's because it's got it in twice, isn't it?
United 2496, 4000.
Delta 073, descend and maintain 4000, cleared for the ILS.
descend and maintain 4000, clear for the ILS runway 4 right approach into Midway at Delta 073.
133.625, United 2496, thanks.
Okay, there's the airport. There's the final descent. So I'll bring the range down again. We're seeing the sectors now as well. Okay, let's keep an eye on this because I've not used VNAV in it before. We're descending on VNAV. It's managing airspeed with the auto throttle. Indicated airspeed is FMS based. So let's go and have a look at these numbers. 215. It's going in very fast, isn't it? So I may go manual once we straighten up. So what's this little airfield down here then? Lewis University. So, Ronnie is saying, is the A220 heavy on resources? It can be a little bit stuttery from time to time. There is a bug in it that I've seen where if you leave it on the route page, which is the page it's on, which is why you just saw it stuttering, it stutters. Whereas if you don't leave it on the route page, it's fine. I don't know why. It's very odd. I was just had it on the route page because I wanted to fix a vector that was in there because it had two waypoints the same. Okay, we are about to start descending, so keep an eye on the vertical speed. Target speed has come down. Now I wonder, where are the flap speeds? Are they on a nice handy card somewhere? There they are. Flaps 1 at 230 knots. So we can go... It's speeding up, look. Okay, I'm going manual. I think this is wrong. I can see the runway right out in front of us now. It's flaps 1. So we can go flaps 2 at 210 knots, which is now. So we're going to go and change source. We can see the, yeah, we're already above the glide slope. So I'm going to go and remove the caution and take the autopilot off. Press the red button to make the alarm stop. There we go. Let's go fully manual, shall we? Actually fly the aeroplane.
Auto thrust.
Let's go and see if we can catch up with this glide slope. We never did a gross flight plan check going through all the speeds and heights, did we? And that's why. It's come back to haunt us a little bit. So we're just descending a little bit more quickly than we might.
Delta 073, contact Midway Tower on 135.2.
Contacting Midway Tower 135.2, Delta 073, good day. Before we call them, let's just double check. We're coming in runway 4 right.
Midway Tower, roger, continue approach runway 4 right. Delta 073, number 2 behind the southwest 737 on short final, runway 4 right, wind 030 at 15, cleared to land.
Number 2 on ILS, runway 4 right, Delta 073, cleared to land. Get in. Yeah, I can't sit out there for ages. Whoa, what happened to the sound? Oh, it's just the noise from the gear, isn't it? Let's... Here comes the glide slope at last. Full flaps. Get 2 whites and 2 reds on the pappies. It's ballooning around a little bit. I'm just going to pull the throttle back. We're fully manual just to get a feel for it. It's a little bit. Yeah, there we go. We're on the glide slope, but it's sinking. Look. Interesting. And this is just the weather. We've got a 10 knot headwind coming in from the left. We've gone a little bit low. Let's get the nose up a little bit. There we go. Back onto 2 reds, 2 whites. Glide slope is pretty much lined up. We're a bit fast.
300. 200.
A little bit low, but we'll put up with it. Oh my word, wind shear all of a sudden. You probably didn't notice it as much as I did. Because
30, 20, 10.
It's difficult to judge. That was fun. Those on finals, it was really difficult to fly. It was wallowing. The nose was wallowing up and down.
Contact ground on 118.075.
Contacting ground 118.075 at Delta 073. Good day.
Southwest 3508, wind 03.
Okay, let's get off the runway. Stuttering really badly. Did I? No, I didn't leave it on the legs page, did I? Okay, strobes off.
Runway 22 left.
Ground Delta 073, just exiting 4 right, requesting taxi to parking.
To airlines, please remain seated until we reach our final parking position.
We want the parking diagram, don't we?
Thank you for flying.
We did renew this, so let's see if...
6:26 p.m. For those with upcoming connections, please note the following. Flight Delta 123
So we'll read that back to them.
City. Departs at 7.
Taxi gate Alpha 7 via Papa Yankee Yankee 7, hold short runway 22 left, Delta 073. A7. Where is A7? Let's try the new toy out that's part of Say Intentions. Hi Amanda, can you bring up the taxi chart for Midway?
Sure, I pulled that one up.
Can you pull up the parking stand chart for Midway, please?
Runway 31 left, Southwest 3946.
Sure, Captain. On screen now.
That's cool, isn't it? So, I don't reckon much to their taxi instruction, but we can figure this out now. So we've just come off 4 right. We want to go back along here, and we're going for Alpha 7, which is on the inside track over there. Okay, so if we go and look back at the airport chart again, we just need to go around here. Just keep out of the way of that Southwest aeroplane.
Approaching runway 22 left.
Delta 073, hold short of runway 22 left, 737 on the runway.
Copy that, Delta 073. I'm going to ignore you, but copy that. So we're over there somewhere. Is it the second one from the end, maybe? Oh, I didn't pin the chart. Hi Amanda, can you get the parking stand chart for Midway again for me?
Sure, the chart's on screen for you.
So, yeah. It's that one. So that integration between Navigraph and Say Intentions is one of the things that was announced at the Flight Sim Expo. And it's super useful, as you've just seen. Parking brake on. Okay, let's do the rest of this without the head tracking. So ground equipment, go and put the chocks in place, attach the GPU to the aeroplane, and then go overhead, switch the external power on, turn the engines off. And obviously we get cautions because things are switching off from the aeroplane, so that can come off, off, off. Leave the PTU on auto. There's not a lot to turn off, to be honest. Turn the emergency exit lights off. Turn the beacon light off, obviously there's no engine now. Turn the taxi lights off. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Obviously we can turn the external power and the batteries off when we wish to, but the rest of it is pretty good. Should we go and summon, let's see if this works, toggle jetway. Yay, it does. Let's see how neatly it fits the aeroplane. We'll look from this side. It sort of fits. Can we...
073, cross runway 22 left, then continue taxi via Romeo.
Oh, he's lost his mind, hasn't he?
Yankee 7, Yankee Papa Tango.
Midway ground, we no longer require your services, thank you. Delta 073. Okay, so if we really wanted to, we could go and turn the external power off.
Copy, no further services required. Have a good day.
We can go cold and dark. And it's all gone.
And Juliet, give way to the Southwest 737 on your right.
We could go, if I can remember how to do this.
Cessna 908 Juliet.
Obviously, if you had something like GSX, you could go and see all the passengers and everything, but I haven't got it, so I kind of keep well away from it on purpose because I see the trouble people have with it. Anyway, there we go. It's very cool, isn't it? Oh, does anybody need a bathroom? Maybe after my landings, they would. And there's the jetway. Isn't it a shame they don't model that so you can see a little way into the jetway? That would be a really nice add-on, wouldn't it, for the sim? So you could see like somebody stood there with the control deck, with having, you know, driven it up to the aeroplane. Did I land flaps 5? The flap lever will still be in position.
Skymaster 80
Oh no,
Romeo,
no,
runway
I
4
lifted the
right,
flaps
Yankee 4,
while we were
Yankee
taxiing
1.
in. Look, well, we can try it though. Yeah, I was at flaps 5.
Yankee 4, Yankee 1, Skymaster 80 Romeo.
November 9er Tree 5, Yankee November ready to taxi to the active for VFR pattern work.
November 9er Tree 5.
So
Yankee
yeah, that's
November taxi
maybe
to
what we
runway
saw
4 right
then.
at your
I came in
discretion.
flaps 5 and that caused the ballooning
Taxi to
of the
runway
nose.
4 right, November 9er Tree 5, Yankee November.
So I'll try that next time, going flaps 4 for landing. That's a good shout. Yeah, thank you for that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We had a bit of fun and games. I got to update the procedure, so it gets smoother each time, doesn't it? That was my second flight with the A220. So benefited from some wisdom and experience from those that have been bashing their head with this aeroplane. So for those that weren't aware, we had to go and choose the source for the
Southwest 2539.
it was in the performance page, wasn't it? I'm going to forget what it was called now. Let's go and have a look. I'm going to show you the procedure document, seeing as we're in the neighbourhood. We go to drive.google and search for A220 because I updated it on the other computer while we were flying. If we come down and we see program the flight plan, then continue with pre-flight. Where was it? I'm not going to see it now, am I? So that's where you would normally, yeah, there's the first note. Look, you cannot populate fields. I put fields. You cannot populate fuel fields until the inertial guidance system is initialized. And then further on, there is another section in here that I added in, so it would make more sense.
Southwest 2539.
Oh, here we go, starting the engines, post-engine start.
Southwest 2539er, runway 4 left.
There we go.
Taxi via Tango 1, Tango Yankee. Hold
You have
short
to
of
change the
runway
bleed
31
source.
left.
That's the only way to get rid. If you've switched the APU off already, you have to turn the bleed source to engines, which was the key piece of information that came out of today's flight, which was really, really useful. But once you get all that sorted out, it's all plain sailing. You saw the rest of the flight was actually fairly straightforward and smooth. I didn't agree with what the airplane was doing on approach, but then I didn't do a gross flight plan check, so I didn't go and check the numbers for the descent and speeds. I would have turned it down a bit, so it was coming down like 180 knots. Anyway, there you go. I'm going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed that. Some noisy person is revving up their engines behind us. There they go, look, southwest. I'll see you all again soon. Oh, hello, someone's been watching us. How have they managed that? Because I've got multiplayer aircraft. Oh, I've not got the people switched off, so you can walk around and still have your 5 minutes of fame.
Endeavour 4678,
As can I.
ready for
So
push
if
start.
I press Shift and C, and
Endeavour
I become
4678, push and start at your discretion.
the little guy, and I can walk
Pushback
over.
approved, Endeavour 4678.
And we can say hello. Oh, maybe he doesn't like me. He's going to go and do some breakdancing over there.
3884, request pushback.
It's still pretty cool though, isn't it, that you can walk around?
Push and start at your discretion.
I mean, it's like 5 minutes of fun and then you never do it again in the
Roger,
simulator. But
pushback approved.
it is good fun.
3884.
There's the virtual me. He's a lot slimmer than the real me. Anyway, enough fun and games. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Thank you ever so much if you stuck with this, because obviously, yeah, we had some problems along the way, but we ironed them out, and that's half the fun. See you soon.